Shuri-ryū karate is an eclectic martial arts system developed by Robert Trias, the first person to teach karate in the mainland United States, who opened the first dojo in 1946 in Phoenix, Arizona. Later in 1948 he formed the first karate association in the U.S., the United States Karate Association. The USKA became one of the largest karate associations in the country. Its membership included almost all of the early top karate instructors. The style of Shuri-ryū was taught in the United States, parts of Europe, and South America. History. Shuri-ryū is a style that has a lineage coming from a variety of sources, including Shuri-te karate. Other influences include Nah-te karate and Xing-yi kung fu. Trias was first introduced to karate while in the Navy during World War II, when he was stationed in the Solomon Islands. In 1942 Robert Trias met Teung-ji Shing and began training with him. Shing practiced the Chinese system of Xing-yi Quan and had reportedly cross-trained with Moto Buchoki in the Okinawan village of Kumimura several years previously. Later Trias reportedly studied with Hoi Yuan Ping in Singapore in 1944. In addition to these teachers, Trias learned from other martial art teachers, such as Yajui Yamada, Gogen Yamaguchi, Ryoshiro Yasuhiro Konishi, Makoto Gima, and several others. Both Konishi and Gima served as mentors to Trias instead of in a formal teacher-student relationship. Konishi, a prominent student of Gichin Funakoshi, Choki Motobu, and Kenwa Abuni, recognized and countersigned Trias's promotion certificate to 9th Dan by the USKA in the 1960s. Gima was a prominent student of Funakoshi and he recognized Trias as 10th Dan in 1983, reaffirming Trias as style head for Shuri-ryū techniques. In addition to the punches, blocks, and kicks of karate, Shuri-ryū also incorporates joint locks, takedowns and throws, and kobudo. Several senior sensei also hold high ranks in jiu-jitsu and judo. Shuri-ryū also has several short combinations. These include 26 ippon, which are performed to develop form and power, 10 taizu, which are performed to develop speed and fluidity, 30 kippon, which are performed to develop fighting technique, 8 sentei motions, and 7 kogeki ho to develop attacking and retreating. In addition, there are training exercises including form sparring, focus stance sparring, free exercise, and free sparring. Forms. Shuri-ryū has 3 form exercises called Taikyoku Shoden, Niden, and Sandan to prepare the student to learn the 15 core forms. 1. Su, Anaku's Naihanchi Sho, MP Sho, Sanjin, Sue Sho no Kon, Basai Dai, Gopei Sho, Dan En Sho, Naihanchi Ni, Nandan Sho, Kanku Sho, Tekatana no Sai, Naihanchi San, Ten Sho. Besides these forms, there exist numerous variations of Sanshin and Tensho. Also, the senior sensei of Shuri-ryū also teach several other forms such as Shudo-so and Hakutsuru Shoden, Nitten, Sandan, and Yonden. Many of the above kata emphasize the use of various animal forms, and the definitions are often reflective of this. For example, once who uses the tiger form, Anaku refers to a swallow pivoting on a beach, Empasho refers to the flying swallow, and Gopesho refers to a daring peacock. Some kata will emphasize multiple animal forms, such as Dan En Sho, where 10 animals are emulated. Also, there are 15 animal body and fist form exercises. Ranks. The Shuri-ryū style, like most systems of the martial arts, uses a belt system to designate rank. The appropriate rank is awarded when the student demonstrates a certain level of proficiency when performing the required technique. techniques, kata, etc. The ranking system as spelled out in The Pinnacle of Karate by Trias is as follows: white, yellow, blue, green, purple, brown, black. At each rank, the student must also pass a rigorous physical requirement before performing the technical requirements: running 1 or 2 miles, lifting 10 or 15 pounds weight 75 times over the head, performing 500-1000 front kicks, and various hand technique exercises are commonly used. Identifying features. One characteristic feature of Shuri-ryū is the use of the Shuri fist in lieu of a standard fist. Instead of curling the index finger when making the fist, the upper half of the index finger is laid flat against the palm, with the thumb curled around the index finger and pushing down between the first and second joints, resulting in a tighter fist and better alignment of the ulnar and radius bones with the first 2 knuckles of the fist. Another feature of Shuri-ryū is the position of the thumb of the knife hand striker block. The thumb and forefinger form a J, so that the hand may be used in a variety of techniques without changing the thumb position. A feature seen in katas: when the next move is to be done, the head snaps in the direction of the attacker before anything else. The dojo-kun used by the style of Shuri-ryū remains in its intact form, as originally penned by Trias. I shall conduct myself in a manner which will reflect credit upon myself and society. I shall be loyal to my school and to the art it teaches. I shall be honest and exercise integrity with the purpose of developing cooperation and trust with my fellow karateka and my teachers. I shall exercise restraint in the use of my karate knowledge, employing it only in fair competition or in defense of my life, my family, or my country. Chief instructors and senior sensei. Prior to 1989, Trias had designated 9 chief instructors and 2 assistant chief instructors of the Shuri-ryū system to perpetuate Shuri-ryū after his death. Roberta Trias Kelly, John Pichivas, Robert Bowles, Ridley Abel, Peter Rubino, Michael Award, Dale Benson, and Dirk Mosick. Other individuals who were designated chief instructors at one time but left Trias are Victor Moore, Philip Coepple, James McLean, John Hutchcroft, and Randy Holman. Traditionally, a karate system was owned by the family of the founder. Thus, upon Trias' death in 1989, his daughter, Roberta Trias Kelly, inherited the Shuri-ryū system as style head. Dirk Mosick followed her leadership. Eventually 3 factions developed from the Shuri-ryū style. In 1995, John Pichivas appointed Robert Bowles as style head of Shuri-ryū. Bowles founded the International Shuri-ryū Association with the following chief instructors as executive directors: John Pichivas, Ridley Abel, Peter Rubino, Michael Award, and Dale Benson. Since then, the International Shuri-ryū Association under Robert Bowles has become the largest organization of Shuri-ryū stylists and has appointed more chief instructors and more assistant chief instructors for the ISA. Additionally, prior to his death in 2000, John Pichivas passed on his American Shorin karate lineage to Jerry C. Piddington. Currently, there appears to be 4 strains of Shuri-ryū each, respectively, centering on Roberta Trias Kelly, Robert Bowles, Victor Moore, and James McLean. The instructors below are either spelled out to be chief instructors in The Pinnacle of Karate or affiliated with the ISA. Chief instructors: Roberta Trias Kelly, 10th Dan, Arizona; John Pichivas, 10th Dan, Florida; Jerry Piddington, 10th Dan, Oregon; Robert Bowles, 10th Dan, Indiana; James McLean, 9th Dan, Tennessee; Ridley Abel, 9th Dan, South Carolina; Peter Rubino, 9th Dan, California; Dale Benson, 9th Dan, Arizona; Michael Award, 8th Dan, Ohio; Dirk Mosick, 8th Dan, Nebraska; Joseph W. Walker, 8th Dan, Texas. Vitus Bilking, 8th Dan, Denmark. George Sheridan, Jr., 8th Dan, Indiana. Tony Bizans, 8th Dan, Arizona. Dennis Wagner, 8th Dan, Ohio. Sandra Bowles, 8th Dan, Michigan. Glenn Wallace, 7th Dan, Indiana. Lon Bradfield, 7th Dan, Colorado. Niels Larson, 7th Dan, Denmark. Joey Johnston, 4th Dan, Illinois. Assistant Chief Instructors Wendy Dragonfire, 9th Dan. John Lindbarger, 7th Dan, Arizona. Gustavo Lugo, 6th Dan, Florida. Rick Scoppi, 7th Dan, North Carolina. Todd Sullivan, 6th Dan, Indiana. International Shuri-ryū Association Council members Tony Bizans, 8th Dan, Arizona. Sandra Bowles, 8th Dan, Indiana. Milt Callender, 7th Dan, Arizona. John Lindbarger, 7th Dan, Arizona. Joseph W. Walker, 8th Dan, Illinois. Rodolfo Rodriguez, 6th Dan, Venezuela.